Okay, we're at the zipper point. I got my zipper foot out. This is my old-fashioned zipper foot. Most machines have this, or if you have an old machine, chances are you have one of these. This is what you get on the new machines. These are good for the invisible zippers. They don't work so well on the old-fashioned nylon zippers. But if this is what you have, you're just going to have to make the best of it by moving your needle position over as far as you can to get this foot to work. But we're going to use this one. So what I'm going to do is you have to remove your everything off of your presser foot. Get that out of the way. Okay, so we're going to take the whole presser foot off, put this one on, and just tighten it up. Okay, so now we've got the zipper foot on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finger press my seam in the back open. If you want, you can get your sewing machine, your iron out and do that, but I'm just going to take my thumbnail and go all the way down the back of this so it opens up this seam. Okay, now we're going to move everything over to the other side. So all you have is that one piece of 5/8 of an inch seam you put in. Everything else is on that one side. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our zipper and we are going to open it up. We're going to turn it around so that the zipper is facing, the zipper device is facing the wrong side of the zipper. This one's a nice zipper because it shows you automatically that you have writing on this side. So this is what you're going to sew on, and it just says iron, iron like nylon, avoid hot iron. That's all that says. Okay, so it's basically an upside down zipper. So all we're going to do is we're going to start at the top. If you need to put pins in, go ahead and put a pin in, but we're going to start at the top and we're going to base this on the 5/8 of an inch seam on here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these coils and we're going to line these coils up against that seam. So those coils are touching where that seam is. We're going to start on the top and work down, so in case we don't want to start from the bottom and work up because we might put the zipper too high. So we're going to just sew. There's a line on most zippers. You see a little line on here, but you don't have to worry about that because all we're doing is basting this in. So what you want to do is you just want to sew, just sew it right down the middle of the zipper all the way down here. So I've got my zipper set on the middle position of my machine, and then I've got my zipper foot right next to it. Let me see if I can show that to you. So let me go ahead and fix this a little bit, push this up here. Okay, so let me put that on. Let me get some stitches in here. Okay, so now I've got my zipper secured to the top, and I'm going to sew this down all the way to the end, and all I'm doing is making sure that my coils are touching that back seam. Okay, so let me get closer so you can see better. Okay, so let's go ahead and just sew. I'm right in the middle of the zipper. Okay, it's up against the edge of the seam. And if you put your 5/8 of an inch, it should fit, your zipper should fit right, even your zipper should be right on top of that 5/8 of an inch piece of seam, because your zipper is 5/8 of an inch. Okay, so just keep it, center it. You're going to go all the way to the bottom. Okay, we're at the end of the zipper, so just put a couple back stitches in just to secure it. Okay, and take it off. Okay, so all we've done was stitch that on one side of the back. You see how we did that? folded all our good fabric over here, and we sewed to the back of that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open up our zipper, re-zip our zipper, and we're going to open up our fabric. Okay, so now that's what the zipper is going to look like now in the middle of your back. Okay, it looks just like this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to sew down this way, across, and then back up again this way. You're not going to be able to see this zipper foot. You're not going to be able to see the zipper pull until we actually open up this seam. So it's going to look like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that down. All right, so if you want to, you can lay it flat on your table and finger press that seam back open again so you feel like you can, but you don't really have to do it because it's pretty, once you do that, it's pretty nice. So, okay, I had to stop that last video. I got a phone call. Okay, we were right at getting ready to mark where our bar tack was on the back. So I put a pin through here and I marked where that would show up on the back of the piece of material here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to sew 1/4 inch down to this pin, sew across, and then back up again another 1/4 inch. So in the old days, you used to take, when I was in home ec, we used to have 1/2 inch wide masking tape, and you would lay your masking tape across the back seam right here, and that would be your guide to learn how to sew these zippers in. But once you do these for a while, it's pretty simple. When you can just eye it and know that you're going to do a 1/4 inch on both sides of this back seam. So let's just go ahead and do it. Let's back stitch. Okay, now we're catching. Okay, so now we're going to sew 1/4 inch all the way down to our straight pin. And you can feel the zipper underneath that with your finger. The more of these you do, it's just going to become second nature to you. Because I can even feel where that bar tack is right there underneath my finger. Okay, so once I get there, I'm going to turn and I'm going to go across until I'm a 1/4 inch off on the other side. And I'm going to go back up the other side just the same way I did down this side. 1/4 inch away from that middle seam. Okay, make sure your fabric's laying flat. Okay, do a couple back stitches. Okay, finish off. Okay, and now we have just put in a zipper on the back of this tunic. Okay, so what you can do at this point now is get a seam ripper, and since we just basted these stitches in, they should come out pretty easy. You only basted them in, so just open them up, take them out. You might want to cut them down so they're not so big to pull through, and then just keep opening up those stitches. Okay. This is recording. So far for this whole outfit, we spent 99 cents for the fat quarter. We spent 15 cents for the zipper. We spent 10 cents for the bias tape. So all we have to do is add in the cost of our thread, and that will be the whole cost of this little tunic dress. So not too bad as far as the cost of the supplies. So even if you have to buy the new zipper and the, well, if you do all that, you might as well buy it pre-made. So, but you're not going to get anything as pretty like this if you just buy in the store. Or you can buy from like Etsy and get pretty stuff, but you're going to pay for it. And it's so much nicer to make this kind of stuff yourself. It comes from the heart, you know. So let's see, how far down did I go? Okay, I'm pretty close to the end there. Okay, that looks like it. Okay, so let's go ahead and try our zipper. See how well we did. And there we go, we got our zipper. So now we can take away all of these threads that we just cut off. With our seam ripper. Get those out of there. Okay, so there we go. We have a zipper now, a center zipper in the back of our dress, ready to be finished off. Okay, so now our next step is going to be to put in some shoulder seams. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, I got some fraying going here. Okay, so now we've got that. So I'm going to take my zipper foot off and put back on my regular foot. So that was it. Baste and a trip around at 1/4 of an inch away from the zipper, and you got a zipper in the back. Not a bad deal. Okay. Mess that up. Okay, so now we can go back to our regular 1/4 of an inch or 3/8 of an inch seam, whatever, which one you're going to use. Okay, so I'm back in my regular stitches. Okay, so we can go ahead and open that up if you want to, and we're going to put in our shoulder seams. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in. I'm going to trim it down, and then I'm going to overlock it with my overlock stitch. So I'm going to do that now. And you want to make sure your seams are matching on the other side. Okay, so at 1/4 of an inch, those should line up. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that in. If you have a serger machine, you're going to be able to skip this point, this spot, this point. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim my seam down to oh gosh, a little less than 1/4 of an inch, I guess, and then I'm going to overlock it. So I'm going to use my overlock foot, which is my G. Okay, there's my overlock foot, my G foot. I'm going to move that onto my machine, and then I'm going to go to my overlock stitch, which is 12. Okay, and then I'm going to lower it down to a 4/0. Okay, so let's finish off that seam so it looks nice. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the other shoulder seam, and then when we come back we will put in our put on our bias tape. Okay, be right back.